All right. Whoop, I'm going to start the clock right here on the sportsmanlike conduct. Rays-Yankees. This is segment 1 of 2. We're going to talk for 20 minutes about this because the series was, for a regular season series, it doesn't get any better.
Yeah.
I can't, the intensity of it, the quality,
the atmosphere
everything you want. Yeah.
Finally, the Rays have an atmosphere at the Trop that's just electric, and it's not a playoff game.
And it was unlike, people can complain about the crowds all they want. It was mostly Rays fans.
Absolutely.
It was absolutely dominant.
We were at the second game.
It was different. Yeah, we were there. It was. It had a different feel. The Yankees fans were
outnumbered.
Yeah,
which it usually isn't like that.
They felt like they were on the road. They were severely outnumbered by more than I can ever remember. Even in the Of course, I didn't live down here in the 08 season, but I'll tell you this: it gets more and more. Rays. The percentage gets more and more in the Rays' favor every year.
And that's good. That's good. Especially, amazing. And we'll just say this real quick: the Yankees when the Yankees come in town, and the Red Sox come in town, they're always really big for Tampa. But there's a lot of Red Sox fans and there's a lot of Yankees fans in those games. There's a point to be made with the Rays fans outnumbering. That's a big thing for the Rays. It's a real big thing.
And the good thing about it is, it makes it all, to me, it makes it a lot more tolerable. Because I think when it's that smaller percentage of Yankees fans, you're getting the truer Yankee fans there. And they're a little bit less obnoxious. When there's like 70% Yankees fans back in the day, you're getting the boorish, horrible ones in there that are kind of fished out, I think, the way the crowd is playing out now.
Yeah, and as a Rays fan, all the Rays fans there, and obviously the team feels it. And everybody you feel it, and every pitch was just, the crowd was just on every pitch.
You didn't know that was going to happen. Even the game, we'll get to what happened on the field, the specifics and everything. We're going to get to that in the second half. But just we're going to talk about some big picture things right now in the next 7.5 minutes that we have left. But I think the biggest big picture thing that we both took out of this series was clearly, these are the two best teams in baseball.
It's not even debatable to me.
These are the two teams that this 2010 season is all about. If you go from, say, I don't know, I don't know the date exactly when the Red Sox started fading a little bit out of the race to the position that they've been in right now consistently over the last few months. But from that point of the season until now, and it will be that way for the last 2 weeks, this season has largely been the Rays and the Yankees dominating all of baseball. That's what the whole season pretty much has been. And no disrespect intended to the Twins and the Rangers and the Phillies.
Texas too. They've done their stuff in their division, but they're just not the Rays. It comes down to it. They're not. And in the same division, it makes it even better.
That hasn't. The play between the Rays and the Yankees is what captured the attention and the interest of everyone in baseball because they're competing against each other regularly. They're playing a lot of games against each other. They have the best record in baseball.
They're both going to the playoffs seemingly.
They've got great talent. They're obviously bitter rivals that's been building up slowly over slowly from 1998 to 2008, and then quickly from 2008 till now has been building up. But it's just unbelievable to watch, and this series that just wrapped up last night at the Trop was just a culmination of Lord knows only what's in store next week at Yankee Stadium when there's going to be 4 games. But back to a little bit of what we got on the field. Yesterday's game, the comeback win for the Rays with Dan Johnson's unbelievable 2 home runs. Like the guy, he's got his signature moments, 2 signature moments against the Red Sox now, 2 of them. And now he has a signature moment against the Yankees. Really 2 moments in one game. And it's just unbelievable.
Walk-up music.
That's one of those things, like for a guy that's really, when it comes down to it, Rays fans, we love him in our hearts. But he's a 4A player. Yeah. But for him to have had those moments with one team, he'll always be forever. He's obviously a fan favorite for the Rays for what he's done, and they're big hits.
Yeah.
He's for a 4A player, the guy's got more big hits and bigger hits than 99% of major leaguers can say that they've ever had.
Yeah.
It's incredible. So you got to give Dan a lot of love and a lot of credit. Just some unbelievable moments, and he had the defining hit of the 08 season when the Rays went to the World Series, possibly two of the defining hits for the Rays this season. I can't think of two bigger hits that the Rays have gotten this year than his walk-off against the Red Sox and the two-run homer yesterday.
Yeah. You could argue the Reed was it Brainiac that hit the walk-off?
Brainiac's walk-off.
That was signature, but did Johnson do it? He got him in the lead twice in the same game.
Yeah.
And then sealed the win for him. I mean, that's big.
Mm-hmm.
And then the last game of the series, to win the series, to take back first place of the AL East, and the hunt for October, it doesn't get much bigger than that. The only way it can get bigger is if he walked off and won the playoff series. I mean, that's the only way it got it bigger for me. And it was just awesome. We were listening to the radio when we were at work, and I mean, it was awesome. It was awesome.
Amazing.
Yeah.
The other key I think to take out of last night's game was Shields, and he did exactly. And he has been criticized more than any Rays pitcher
finally
this
coming
year.
into where he's just everybody's talking about big game James, and there's sometimes where hasn't lived up to it.
He's not. This whole season he hasn't lived up to it, and he's taken a beating locally.
Yeah,
on the sports radio and the media.
Even with
fans.
some of the games where he's pitched shaky, I thought he's looked a lot better. The thing with him is when teams make him throw a lot of pitches, that's when he gets into trouble. But the Yankees did that, and he still pitched great.
It looked like it was going that way, but I think the key for him is in some of the games I've seen him struggle, I honestly don't think he's thrown enough changeups. His change is his best pitch.
It's filth.
And I don't think he, in some of the games where I've seen him get hit, I don't think he uses enough. The game in Toronto, they were hitting everything when he gave up the 6 home runs.
That happens. Fine.
But last night, he got off to a rocky start. Same thing. Last night's game could have gone the same direction that Game 2 went.
Absolutely.
When Garza got into trouble early, Garza got out of it in the first inning. Shields got out of it in the first inning. With only one run, which that first inning could have been huge. That could have been a huge inning
one
for
out,
the
and they got the double play. It was huge.
And he got out of it with just the one run, and Shields built on it. Garza wasn't able to build on it because Garza, I love him.
Yeah.
Has not harnessed the mental game yet the way he needs to, and I don't know whether Shields. I don't know whether or not Shields has.
Well, you see streaks of it with Garza when he pitches really big games. And it's just, he's unhittable. And you see he threw the no-hitter. I mean, I don't mean to make a pun, but he's just unhittable when he's just on his game. And all the Red Sox know and the Yankees know that Garza can pitch. Mm-hmm. And even he got roughed up against the Orioles. I think once this season got roughed up pretty bad, and he got roughed up against the Yankees. He's had some shaky starts, but if you look at his season as a whole, he's pitched great. And Price has pitched great, and Shields too. I think Shields is one of my favorite pitchers just because he takes such a beating, and I think it's unwarranted, especially by a lot of he's got good stuff.
People, because he's the opening day starter most years, and he's considered the number one guy in a deep rotation where really
Price coming up and he looks coming up, and he's got a lot of pressure.
It's unfair to throw number one expectations on him when he really isn't an ace per se.
Right.
So for him to live up to that, and obviously he hasn't. Yeah, he hasn't been as good as expected, but last night
he's been good, but he hasn't been as good as expected.
He hasn't been the train wreck that I think a lot of Rays fans have been acting like.
He wasn't real good last year.
There's been a lot of Rays fans out there and talk that he shouldn't be in the postseason rotation. All that's done now after last night. He pitched great last night. It took a lot of guts and a lot of obviously talent that he has to get him through that game and put the Rays in a position to win it, and it was just awesome for him. So Price, Garza, Shields is their top three on the playoffs. We got 30 seconds left in this spot, but I think we're in this spot by just saying how amazing the Yankees lineup is and how tough it is. That's why I give Shields so much credit, because watching Game 2 and the way Garza struggled, you got to give a lot of credit to the bats of the Yankees.
Oh yeah, A-Rod was on, Granderson's on. Cano.
Are you kidding me with that guy?
He's one of the best hitters throughout the entire season.
It's
just unreal how good the Yankees are. You got to give them credit where credit's due.
And that lineup's going to be even more scary when the Rays have to go to Yankee Stadium next week and deal with him in that ballpark.
I'm waiting for Lance Berkman to turn it on.
Mm-hmm. He hit the ball solidly a couple times on Tuesday night.
Yeah.
But we got to wrap up this segment. We're about to
segment 2 coming up.
Segment 2 coming up, talking about some small picture things.